It all started when my parents bought me a tech deck from Target. $3.99 didn't seem like much back then, but I would use it every day, smashing it on the ground, trying to do tricks, till my fingers got ripped off by the skate grip on it. I used it every single day. Didn't seem like much at the time, but from what has happened the past 10 years, I now know that was where my problem began. My name is going to remain anonymous, but all I have to say is that I've been fingerboarding for the past 10 years, and I'm an addict, and I'm going into rehab this week. And I just have spent way too much money on it, and I just can't stop. I just need it in my life. After I got my first tech deck, I would do anything just to shred on this deck. At first, I started off just using pieces of wood, and then I got bolder. I started using tile and tools and making ginormous ramps, till one day I made this, the monstrosity. It is this 2-foot wide ramp. That is where I realized my addiction truly got bad. My parents said, "You've never even touched a power tool in your life. How?" No. Not my tech deck. No. If I would have lost that, I would have been devastated. Thank God I got it back together. But my parents even said, I have never used a power tool. How am I going to be doing it? Something dangerous like that, just to experience a little bit of shred. How am I going to be doing that? And I told them, I just love them. I just love fingerboards. And then, that's when I found out about pro fingerboards. And I bought this, a P-Rep deck, seemingly harmless at first. But they didn't realize I was going to be using it every day, all night. And they would yell at me, "Get off, stop using your fingerboard. It's so loud, it's so obnoxious. We can't handle it anymore." I even made my own fingerboard parks. I created all new ramps. And then I realized that these wheels were not smooth enough, this deck was not good enough, and I went out and I bought my first ever pro fingerboard. And they said, "You're spend $100 on it? That's not that bad. You're just gonna get one, right?" No. I bought multiple of them. Way too many of them to even count. And they said, "These are hundreds of dollars each." But I said I need to try them out. I just need to shred on them. They said, "They're collectibles." I gave any excuse I could. They enabled it. Anytime I wanted to order one, I would give them the money and they would order it for me. They would never say no. It was a non-ending cycle. I bought so many. I have bins of them. I even bought ramps. I have ramps on ramps on ramps. I have all these ramps. Some ramps that aren't even made anymore. I made people build me my own ramps to my own specs. I was a fiend. I couldn't get enough. I had to have these storage bins right here to store my fingerboards in. And so many. I even made them buy me a massive desk to hold all my stuff. And that was not enough. They decided to put me in rehab for fingerboarding. Now, I know that may sound crazy, but to me, it sounded even crazier because I couldn't fingerboard anymore. And when I couldn't fingerboard, I started getting restless. I really couldn't handle it. And that's when I realized that I should quit because it was a serious problem. I realized that I had spent thousands of dollars on all this fingerboard stuff. I had all this paraphernalia, all this merch, all this stuff that everyone wanted. I always wanted it, but it was never enough. And I just needed more. I always felt like I couldn't have the coolest deck. My latest board was always my favorite, but I always felt like I should be better, that I could have something cooler. A dream of mine was always to have a woob, but I realized I spent so much money on all these other setups that I could have just bought one for $800 on Instagram. Oh my gosh. I spent about $2,000 on all this stuff, and yet I still don't even feel happy. Maybe I should just go back to my old tech deck and just start hitting the nose again. Don't get me started on nollie heels. Seriously though, guys, now this video was a joke, but if you do think you're addicted to fingerboarding, check out my video I posted right before this one. 5 signs you might be addicted to fingerboarding. This kind of just a comedy skit. If you enjoyed it, drop a sub. I'll be posting a lot more videos, reviews on all those fingerboards I just showed. I do really think that I've spent a lot of money on fingerboarding in all seriousness. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.